Friday the 13th, guys, June 2025. Most of you know, as we were watching the videos last night, it cut in that Israel had attacked Iran. And Trump had been in the process of getting a peace agreement between the two countries. Of course, they tie Israel and the U.S. together hand in hand. And we do supply their weapons. So I guess that is kind of like the Ukrainian-Russia deal, where Ukrainians are getting weapons from a lot of different countries. Anyway, we supply them with their very powerful weapons. And this article is talking about how Israel's Mossad spy network infiltrated the heart of Iran before unprecedented attack. And they hit about 5 locations, guys. Now, Trump, who has a way with words, came out this morning. They were all had to go into a very early security meeting this morning, the U.S. did. But Trump's beautiful way with words, he says, I tried to get the leaders of Iran to make a deal, and he was doing that 24 hours ago. He said, now they're all dead. Just like that, point blank, kind of like the sheriff in Florida. But it says the Israeli spies infiltrated the heart of Iran before morning's Operation Rising Line. Just like in the Bible, the lion will roar from Judah. Airstrikes and damaged the country's missile infrastructure and air defenses in a series of covert operations. That morning operation did a very good job. It says Israel launches unprecedented airstrikes on Iran's nuclear program, killing top military officials. If we don't act now, there will not be another generation, is what they're saying. They know, and there was a lot of tensions building between Iran and Israel in the last week or two. It's been going on for 1,000 years, off and on, but it had really came to a head, and again, Trump was trying to stop it. He told the Iranians, just do it. I have given Israel the most powerful weapons in the world. This is not verbatim, but it's very close to what he said. And there will be more coming from the U.S. to Israel. So do it. Get the peace talk going now before it's too late. Well, they waited and they ignored Trump, and now there's a lot of them that are dead. It says, and then Trump calls the Israeli attack on Iran excellent and warns a lot more to come. It says Iran launched more than 100 drones at Israel in retaliation for striking nuclear sites, and then calls attack a declaration of war. So they're launching drones. Now what, if I'm not mistaken, what Israel did, and Mossad, they kind of pulled a K-9 cargo deal. They had their agents inside of Iran had placed drones very close to strategic locations, hidden. So as Iran's air defenses went up, they were already there. They were under the radar, and that's what did all the damage. And what has happened is the Dow has plummeted 700 points as oil prices spiked 7% after the Israeli attack on Iran. A lot of oil comes out of that country. Now, this is a picture of 6 of the eliminated Iranian leaders. They're talking about presidents. One is their top nuclear scientists, things like that, head of the military. And you can see the 5 places that were attacked here. Isfahan, Natanz, Tehran, Arak, and Kermanshah. Anyway, that's the locations, and a lot of the drones were already in place. Remember the cell phones and pagers blowing up? Well, you've got some pretty good secret agents in Israel. If you think about it, it's such a small nation surrounded by so many others in the Middle East. They have to be on their toes to keep from getting eliminated. Thousands of years ago, the powers that be created different religions that made sure to clash with each other. A clash of culture, of civilization, of everything, so that the leaders of the world, the unseen leaders, can do what they want. All the wars, all the drafting of your kids into the military is all a play really by about 2 very powerful people. that are located on this planet. And all of these kids that get drafted are pawns in a game they're playing with each other. One leader's mad at the other, wants their oil or whatever, doesn't agree with their religion. And that's what happens. Now, going back to Israel for a moment, guys, they're saying that Israel tricked the Iranian military leaders into a meeting before the deadly strikes. Got them all. Let's call another meeting, and we're going to get this peace deal worked out. Of course, Iran is bucking it. What they're saying is, you're going to quit enriching uranium and threatening to blow the world up. And so, it's really hard for one nation to tell another nation what weapons they can have. And it really isn't a fair thing to do, one nation overbearing another one. But if that nation is threatening to annihilate you, that's a different story. Again, it's kind of like the sheriff in Florida this morning. You're not going to like the results. Stupid games get stupid results. And so they tricked the Iranian military leaders into that building right there. And that ended that. The top people, all in one place. Somebody's not thinking very good when you got the military leader, the president, and the top nuclear scientists all in one room, and you're threatening the most powerful nation in your area, backed by the most powerful military nation on the planet, except maybe for Russia. They're pretty tough. And this is the headlines this morning from Breitbart. It says, Trump, I gave Iran leaders a chance to make a deal. Now they're all dead. This is what I was talking about. Trump has urged Iranians' remaining leadership to come to the negotiating table. What is the key word? Remaining leadership. And make a deal because Israel has the most lethal American military equipment and more is on the way. Israel launched what is classified as a preemptive, precise, confined, and defensive strikes on the Iranian leadership, military equipment, and nuclear facilities overnight into Friday morning. The strikes were followed by a course of calls from world leaders for Israel and Iran to find a diplomatic solution. When oil dropped 7%, it hit their pocketbooks. They weren't really worried about the blood of the young. It says, writing on Truth Social on Friday morning, Trump related that I gave Iran a chance after chance to make a deal. I told them in the strongest of words, just do it. But they said they just couldn't get it done. This is a serious matter, the president said, because the United States makes the best and most lethal military equipment anywhere in the world by far, and that Israel has a lot of it with much more to come. He warned them. It sounds like he was almost pleading with them. Don't do this. Trump he doesn't like to see people killed, and he's trying to keep the economy balanced. And when you raise oil too much, that kind of goes back into a recessionary phase, if you understand what I'm saying. But guys, back to last night when they cut the stream off, when we were bouncing from LA and different places like that, even watched a little bit of music. I don't know which one triggered it, but one of them did. And the shame, it's not really a shame, but we're not monetizing those live streams like that because that's a good way to get in trouble. You're bouncing, you don't know if you're going from 4 or 5 different feeds, you don't know really who's going to come down on you for what. And again, we didn't monetize that live stream. We haven't the last several, but again, it's important information. I want to get it out, but it's kind of difficult to do under in that situation. I don't want to lose my channel, and it has happened before, and it could happen again. But I want to be very careful. So just think about it, guys. We're going to try to work around it some way to get a safe live stream going. But if support our channel, like I said, we're not monetizing that. It takes half a day to get it all done. So think about that. It will help us and keep it. If I keep it unmonetized and be very careful with the feeds, we can continue doing it. So think about that in the chat and in supporting our channel. We appreciate that very much. But guys, we're watching this morning. This is not over with Iran and Israel and the U.S. It's kind of a triangle of trouble right now. But believe me, regardless of the live streams being able to, if we can do them or not, I'll get the information to you maybe in segmented videos. I prefer the live stream so we can watch it. And I'm going to try to do that, but I've got to be careful. So just understand that also. But we're watching it, guys. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.